these players on ladder pretty often, so I'm curious to see if I'll see similar things. I know I was speaking to a Fast Eddie before, and he was saying like on ladder he'll take Ronald or Reno, but in a tournament if it was between like Reno and George, he would pick George. So
I mean,
it's
I
kind
would
of
always pick. Generally, I'll pick Georgia unless Murats are banned over Reno. But I think George is a much better hero than Reno.
no. I think he says like George is a much better hero, but there's something about hitting your hero power on Hogger that just makes you feel good.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. It looks like he likes Zarella the most out of those four. It's fair. He's the other Rapana, I feel.
Hey, my favorite commander is back. Ready to get started?
So he chose to roll first, and Hero Power Acolyte. Okay, UMR is playing Blackthorn.
What do you think about Blackthorn?
I think it's stronger than I thought. But with the Quilver's nerf, the blood gems are a little worse, but they're still strong. Just +2/+2 once you tier up. It's a good hero to speed tier up. Go tier 3 on turn 3. You get like four blood gems onto your tier 3 that you can buy.
Yeah. So we're seeing on the Zyrella, he's freezing here. Looks like he's probably freezing for the Elemental, but I guess why do you freeze this Elemental here?
Elemental, the main reason this freeze for this Elemental is for the extra gold for on turn 4. You can sell off Elemental and then Hero Power Min and tier up because it costs 5 to tier up on turn 4. That's the
Right.
main reason. Personally, I don't know. It's okay, but not my favorite play.
Yeah, looks like Alucard is on the Zephyrus picks up Elemental turn 1. I actually really like obviously you always really like getting tokens, but I think Zephyrus is one of the heroes where you could pretty happily go 3-on-3 if you can't find the pairs that you need, and then with the token you could theoretically go 4-on-4 as well by double selling. Obviously it makes you pretty weak, but you do get your first pick of 4 drops, which I think is usually pretty strong. He was definitely looking to see a better shop here to buy along with the Elemental. Probably will pick up the Homunculus, but I could see him going another direction.
Yeah. Personally, I think you probably go for the higher stat Homunculus, but I can also see Rockwell here because Murloc tag is not that bad either.
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I need to do something.
Yeah, that's fine. Looks like Elise has a double War Leader start. Interesting. And they're gonna tie this fight. So Jakira's looking to like find a good min to hero power and preferably tier up. Looks like it would be a tier up turn because you don't really want to buy these. I'm gonna hero power that Wilbur. I don't even remember the name. Razor Fin. He's gonna hold that blood jump for something better. Maybe probably a good tier 3. And with Divine Shield, like Cyclone. What was banned? Let's see. We got Pirates, Dragons, and Mechs. So Cyclone and Quillboars are the only Divine Shields.
Right. Looks like I'm back. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
So picks definitely not happy with this board, like obviously. But you know, we'll see what happens. We could probably bring this back. She is playing Zyrella. So Zyrella, I think, is a pretty interesting new hero. I guess what do you think, right? Like some people are comparing her to
Yogg?
Yogg. Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think she's better than Yogg. I think the value you can get from just buying like a 2-drop faceless is definitely better.
Yeah, Yogg is better in the early game because the +1/+1 does give you a lot of tempo, but Zarella into the late game is still very useful because buying mins for 2 gold is great. Better goal efficiency than just getting a potential random in for +1/+1. So he's looking to buy arm. Question is what he's gonna buy. Like here, part alley cap makes sense, and he'll probably sell it off the token and buy off. I guess the elemental.
Arcane. Yeah, the Arcane Assistant. Definitely not, again, the play that she's looking for, but getting the arm this early, generally pretty solid. She could easily use that to kind of abuse tempo. Probably looking to pick up a better taunt. It looks like mechs aren't in the lobby, so I'm not sure if trying to force a taunt comp is going to be the best decision. I guess you could theoretically get like Bolvar Wind Elemental in an Argus and kind of do it, but I don't think that's correct. I think we're most likely just going to be using this arm to abuse its tempo and get us to the later stages of the game.
Yeah, preferably you can give a divine shield taunt, but it might not happen. I've many times I bought arm and not find find an Argus.
It does seem like when you have an arm, Argus is the hardest card to get, and when you don't have an arm, it's like you're swimming in triples of Argus. So I don't know. Definitely a phenomenon. I've definitely been in that situation where we're in the Argus waiting room, but looks like we're going into the 8 gold shop. We get a pretty clean level hero power here. Probably looking to pick up either the. Actually, I don't even know what we're picking up here. Maybe the Houndmaster for the most tempo.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna buy the Hellmaster. Makes sense. It doesn't need a
What
hero
would you?
power because you get the extra +2/+1 for instead of overall.
What did you think about rolling and hero powering on the 4 gold on the Tavern 4 shop?
Mm, the thing is, you have to get something that benefits from the hero power. It doesn't like a lot of tier fours have like higher stats. There aren't that many that are like just good because of their. So it makes
Right.
sense. It makes sense to buy a master. Just get it's worth a lot of stats, and we got arm, so there's a synergy with what we currently have. I guess he's positioning against acolyte. Is that why he positioned this way? It's the only reason I can see.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you say oh, I see. Yeah, I probably position on Acolyte, but we should see that Giandis has 2 triples going into 5. Pakoda, obviously a very strong player, gets the Giandis, but she actually does go for the 5s. I definitely think that Giandis is definitely happy to tie here because she's going to get much stronger. But she was actually pretty favored there on turn 6, picking up the Mithrax and the Dire Fang. Definitely a lot of tempo. So happy to see that. Look, sees the Jug, sees the Cyclone. I don't really know if we buy the Cyclone, but I like hero powering the Jug. What about you?
Yeah, hero power jug seems good. You definitely want to buy. It's just a good minion, and you don't plan on keeping it, so there's no point of making it a 3/3. Oh, we got a triple,
Oh,
a cheap one.
and an Argus.
Yeah, and Argus as well. That makes. I'm gonna buy the Alley Cat first and then afterwards, cause it's very clean to buy this Alley Cat triple. It costs a
Yeah,
little gold.
but do we go for a 6 or a 5?
We're probably going for a 5, but looks like he's planning to go for a 6 by making this play.
He goes here. I have to imagine that we're buying this Argus. Yeah, we taunt. What do we?
Oh, he's gonna pass up the Alley Cat triple. Interesting. I personally would have bought it because since it's so cheap, but it's fair enough. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done this play the way that he did it with skipping the triple. I just feel like it's such a cheap triple. Like how else are we really getting stronger here? Like maybe another arm, maybe another Argus, um, Argus, Argus Bolvar, maybe like a Harbinger. But it's like you have the potential to get such strong direction out of a 6 drop. Like turn the 8 even if you were to hold it for a 6 would have been pretty strong. But I'm surprised he just skips it.
Yeah, personally, I would just take a tier 5, try to get like a light thing, maybe a brand, maybe I don't know, a gem or a Mithrax
What are
even.
what are the chances that he missed it, that he didn't see it?
He possibly didn't see that he had an alley cat that was taunted, and sometimes you don't be blindsided. Just look, you saw Argus. He probably saw the Argus in like a seed breaker and thought, oh, those are really good with arm, and then didn't think about there's a triple potential there.
So we're in. So it looks like we're still on Tavern 4. So like I don't know what we're doing to get stronger here. Um, I guess we buy the Wildfire, but I just think it's such a weak minion. Like, I guess we've got Bolvar, I mean Major Domo, so we can start doing Major Domo things, potentially hero powering the party elemental and rolling.
They're just trying
There's
to
another
get
jug.
major domo value right now, so I guess he's gonna play party
Yeah,
alto, then wildfire, then probably sell off the party alto to play the major domo, and then he's also gonna
yeah,
likely buy that jug right there.
yeah. Probably looking to sell the Houndmaster. So selling the party, playing the jug, right? Selling the jug, playing Domo freezing potentially for the double pair, but I don't know. It just seems so weak. I not really positioning around Cleave. I would have maybe put the Houndmaster in between two of those guys. I mean, the chance of them having a big. So yeah, so we are punished here a little bit.
Yeah, personally, I'll
Um,
put one time at the very far right,
yeah,
so it plays around cleave a little bit better. So like here, you got punished because it killed arm and hit 2 taunts. But
yeah.
luckily, it was still fine. It was still a
Oh,
tie.
Mullet Man on the Elise is out in 8th. Looks like she just didn't have much going for her. We see that. So let's see who did take her out. It looks like Finley. Finley on the Millhouse took her out. So it looks like anyway, back to Jake here. It looks like we're buying the pair. We see the Argus in the shop. There's a Stasis Elemental. Could potentially greet that for a triple, selling off the Houndmaster. Let's see. So yeah, sells off the Houndmaster, plays the Stasis, picks up the Selly. That's great value with the Major Domo. So let's see what he does here. Definitely buys it. Sells off. I don't even remember what that was.
He sold off
But
Alley Cat so he can have
the Alley Cat,
room
right?
to taunt the Cyclone. 'Cause I think he's gonna taunt only. Yeah, he's gonna have 3 taunts. He's not gonna go for a
Yeah,
4th one, which makes sense
yes.
because you don't want too many taunts with arm because you just want your divine shields to get buffed. If you have too many taunts, then
Yeah.
it could potentially stop your Cyclones from getting buffed because they'll attack earlier. He's gonna keep this position. He's not gonna respect cleave again. Looks like. Personally, I'll still put one taunt at the far right, probably the Siege Breaker because it's most likely to die. But it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like we're still buffing up the wildfire. Okay, so I'm curious to see where this goes. He's not getting any cleave value, and that's the problem with this card, right? With the wildfire, is you don't actually get yeah, you don't actually get the value like you do out of a traditional cleave because how the card works is that it's the overkill only. But it does look like actually we do take out Alucard. Jake Keurig taking out Alucard, dealing 10 damage, 1 over. Zephyrs, I guess, just couldn't get much going. Went for the Quillbores, kind of had the champion to generate value, but really was just a ground shaker comp, I think. But just couldn't get there. The raw tempo and stats from Divine Shield taunts with arm was just too much. Finds the triple on the wildfire elemental, picks us up. Let's see what he's doing here. So plays it, sees, discovers a 5. I would imagine he picks up the bristleback knife, but I guess I could see the void lord as well.
Yeah, Bristleback, you probably can lead with it and get that start buffing. Make a lot of sense, but honestly, buffing Wildfire makes a lot of sense too. We'll see what he's gonna pick. Voidlord is okay, it just delays the attacks. You don't really care about it getting buff. So he does choose the Bristleback. Question is, he's gonna lead with it so I can buff it with Major Domo, or he's just gonna keep him in hand and just have Major Domo buff what he currently has. Looks like he's just gonna buff what he currently has and keep the Bristleback in his hand. He's gonna play around Cleave this time, putting Major Domo next to Arm. Gonna buff that Cyclone.
So yeah, definitely looking to buff the Cyclone. Opening with the Cyclone, I like this a lot because if your Wildfire hits into a cleave, you're really sad because you don't actually get the cleave value at all. So definitely looking to put a bumper so that the Wildfire could potentially get some value. Looks like this is actually pretty fantastic because it very cleanly takes out this Acolyte. And the Myexna goes straight into it, which is probably a best case scenario. Gets the cleave on a 9 Divine Shield, being able to cleave off the Thorncaller, hits the Divine Shield on the Bolvar 4 Dragon, hits into, breaks the other one. Baron comes down, and it looks like this is lethal for Jakir. It looks like he'll be taking him out. I think, yep, 18 damage.
Yeah, Gassy Vegans can be out. Looks like possibly, it's just a 6 right there. Just 5 left.
Ooh. Sees a Hydra. Do you
Mm,
think it's too late to do Hydra things?
definitely too late. You have much better targets. I would not buy it myself. You have Bristleback as a better minion to buff.
Yeah.
If he really wants
So
to
then what
buff
do you
something else.
how do we get stronger here? We like maybe looking to triple the major domo is a big one, right? Um but I don't really know how else. Like maybe we buy this refreshing anomaly for the major domo value, but we're really board locked unless we're out of something. I imagine we should probably hero power the anomaly and roll, but I think he's thinking, oh, so he does get the Hydra. Hero powers the anomaly. Interesting.
Maybe he's
So
thinking that his opponent had potential Divine Shield taunts, so he can pop shields. Because personally, I don't think it's gonna be that strong. It's gonna be too late for it.
finds the Stasis Elemental. Now this is interesting. If you get the Cyclone, do you triple? It doesn't matter. Gets the Arcane Assistant, plays it. It's pretty strong, giving +3/+3 to the board along with the Major Domo value of playing an Elemental. So that's another +2/+2 just for playing it. Curious to see how we.
I'm curious if he double sells here to buy the bacon. Oh, he doesn't
Oh,
choose to.
sees a triple. This makes it very clean. I think we end on the Hydra here, buffing up the Hydra. I actually like this a lot because the Wildfire Cleave is so awkward if you hit into a Divine Shield, but the Cave Hydra Cleave is more traditional and just swings through. So I
Personally,
think this gives you. Oh, go
personally, I'd
ahead.
rather have the Bristleback on board than Cave Hydra. I think it's gonna take too long for the Cave Hydra to be good. But Bristleback has like you don't have to spend gold on it because you already have it on hand. It's a Divine Shield and it has 2 more attack.
Yeah, you're right because it is pretty small and we already have good targets, so I can see where you're coming from for sure. I don't necessarily think it was objectively wrong, but I do think that I think I would have taken your play. I think I would be too hesitant to scale up the Hydra as well. But he takes the play, finds the triple on the Cyclone, gets the triple, probably goes for a 6, I imagine, but I could see him going for a 5. I'm just really not sure what you're looking for at this point. I guess, like, I don't know. Okay, so he goes for the 5. What is he looking for? Maybe? Definitely not those cards. Maybe the Baron to take for selfless value later. Takes the Agamagan, buys the Sunbacon Relaxer, getting the extra value because of the Boar. But I'm not sure if this stays down, but he does buy the 3-1, the Geomancer. So with the Boar, it looks like he's representing about worth of stats at any point. So I imagine he'll buy all of the, yeah, I mean, use all of these. I'm sorry. Now the question is, does he sell through to get this elemental for the major domo value? And it looks like he is. Interesting. Now, do we sell the first part? We do, and we roll. And we don't find much, but we're not really looking for much. We got some good value playing around the cleave by putting the major domos in this format. It looks like this Hydra is going to come crashing down. What do you think? I guess, like, what is our game plan here? Just scale the major domos?
Yeah, looks like just Major Domo scaling the Hydra. They're trying to make it as big as it possibly can. He needs to buff it so Hydra can survive a hit. Then you can get another cleave in later on in the round.
Everyone's gonna
Yeah. Are we eventually looking to transition into, like, selfless hero stuff?
Likely, our end game would be another selfless.
So that was a fantastic hit. Not the greatest hit. We definitely wanted to go on the Bristleback Knight. Cleve comes down, smashing his board. And this is what I mean, right? Like, we don't get the value here. It looks like we're going to get a tie, but it seems like... Oh, yeah, we're always getting a tie. So, but this cat, it is now 3 people dead. Cat is starting to stabilize, has a pretty good board, has a Golden Light Fang and a Brand. I am very scared of this cat.
Yeah, the longer cat lives, the stronger it'll get take
Ooh,
advantage of what other people have. He's gonna go
finds
for
the
a.
triple
He's
on
going
the
for a
Major
6.
Domo. Goes for... Okay.
You actually could have pure part that because the way it works is negative stats go it will never be subtracted to the base stats. So the base stats of Golden Major Domo is 12-6, so it'll always be at least a 12-6, even if you hero
That's
power
right.
it.
That's right. I actually forgot about the interaction. Yeah, because the 2/2 isn't necessarily a stat change. It just sets it to that. And so, as Dragon said, yeah, it would still be a 12/6. But he's putting his Cyclone first. Why do you think he's doing this?
So right now, Hydra doesn't can't. People play around it too well, so having Cyclone first allows them to kill off their big taunt if they have that, and It's like Hydra can clean up whatever it leaves.
And also, he picked the Flat Tusk over the Gar and the Genie. Would you have picked the Flat Tusk here? I would have. I would have even considered the Gar.
Genie was one of the picks. I think Genie personally I would take over Flat Tusk because Flat
Yeah.
Tusk probably on average you get like four gems, maybe 5 gems sometimes. Or you probably a bunch
Yeah,
of.
I mean, when I say Gar, I meant Genie. I'm sorry, I misspoke. But yeah, I would have considered the Genie, especially with the Major Domo on board. But yeah,
Uh,
so
Genie,
oh,
yeah,
this is
Genie was at least 2/2 every turn. It was
yeah.
1 extra gold.
Looks like Jandis is very strong. I don't imagine that we win in any capacity against the Jandis. Now the question is, do we die? And it looks like I think we are. Let's see, 10.
No, I think
guess
we are
in a
dead.
second.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
we're dead.
damage.
That is unfortunate. Jake Kirik out in. Oh, it's a 4th-5th tie. Looks like Uamar, Pakoda, and our Kitty are in. I want to go look at what Jandis is doing. And the Flat Tusk. So we're very happy. Golden Baron in hand. Selfless in the shop. Faceless in hand. This is the nuts. I don't really know how we get much better than this. The only awkward part is we're now in this weird phase where we don't know if we sell our engine or our use. Right.
We're
So we've got.
we're probably gonna sell off the Darar, and Darar is our weakest card, but we do lose out some synergy right now if we do so. But he
Interesting swap.
chose to swap, so he doesn't want to buy it right
Triple the-
away. He's gonna triple next turn. Personally, I would play Faceless and keep the Selfless in hand because now it's a bit awkward because you have to sell off 1 minion to Faceless it.
Yeah, I think I would have. Yeah, I think the correct play there, especially if you're planning on tripling this next turn, was to faceless it, so that next turn you could just snap buy it and not have to worry about doing like wasting gold or throwing away the triple by swapping into it. But I think you're right. I think we are out of the Dire Horn. It is our weakest unit. Oh, but it looks like UMR is quite strong, playing a pseudo poison scam comp. I mean, he's got 2 poisons. He's got the Baron Gold and Selfless combo. I think he's pretty strong. I don't actually know who's gonna win this. Looks like. So the Mythrax comes crashing down into the poison. His poison comes crashing down as well. No value there. Hits into the Divine Shield. The Divine Shield hitting the shield on the Imprisoner. I mean, the plant hitting the shield on the Imprisoner is definitely quite strong. It looks like, though, we do win this game with 2 health and our Thorn Curse.
Yeah, that was very close. Unfortunately, that Divine should hit into 1/1. If it did hit a big min, then UMR would have won that round. Or at least, at the very least, tie.
So this is the final showdown, right? I love this. It is Cat versus Jandis. Jandis, S tier hero. Cat, who the hell knows what tier Cat is? She's probably not that high of a tier, but you know, and I'm sure we all know, Cat gets to late game. She is a force to be reckoned with. Her claws are sharpened. Let's see what we find here. We find the Genie, the Gar, the Goldrin. Probably doesn't matter too much. Not really looking for much. Probably looking to find another poison to replace this Dire Horn. We see the brand in the shop and the Primal Fin. So this is actually quite interesting. And we have the Golden Baron, right? So we have a lot of gold to work with. If I were Pakoda, I would try to find a way to sell through, buy the brand and the Primal Fin, and try to force another poison. So he's not going for the brand, doesn't find the poison. Pretty sad about that. Sells off, plays the Baron, could potentially get Amalgadon off the Baron. So I don't know if I like just taking that blanket. Just taking the lookout. I mean, I think I would have played the Baron, see if we got the Amalgadani, and then went from there.
Gotta check if he gets Melgadon here. I mean, what we can get here from.
Also he could get Myexna off of this Baron triple. So I don't know. I think I would have played the Baron triple.
Not sure about this play. I think I'll either play the Baron here or. Not sure what. He wants to get flattest value, and then, but he still had 1 gold left, so maybe it was just round time. Could figure out what to do there.
That was definitely a good hit. The Hydra, that was a fantastic hit for Pakoda, hitting into the plants, not getting any value really. Okay, so we've got this. The Gar is going to be a force to reckon with, but we do have, so that we don't take the value trade. The Hydra is still alive, and we are still alive, but we're not in the greatest spots. We do have the Golden Baron in hand, the potential to get another poison. We do know what the Cat's board is like, so we could probably position around it too, but it does look like we are in dire need of another poison to replace these 3 cards. On the right, we find the Primal Fin. We have to buy the Primal Fin. Our out, I think, at this point is Poisons, Myexna. Let's see what we get.
I didn't like that one either.
So you might consider buying the unstable ghoul here because there's 2 divine shields on his opponent, and he has a Southwest as well. So you could put like a second position unstable ghoul possibly. It's a bit awkward, but you could potentially have that.
The Unstable Ghoul is so interesting, right?
Get a triple.
Oh, interesting. It's just like, how do you play around that? Like what you mentioned, like it's awkward positioning because you're also running a similar call. We find them my X, now we get the poison. We have the Golden Baron in hand, probably looking to sell this Dire Horn. I don't know what the Agam Thorncurse will accomplish at this point, but I think at this point we're selling it. I think our end goal at this point is playing this Baron, seeing what we can do with it. The Mithrax is essentially a poison because it's got so much attack. I believe the only thing on his board it cannot deal with is the Gar. But I don't actually mind having just a really big elephant in the back. I think it's still fine. I mean, at this point, how do we make this better? Plays around Zap by buffing the Baron. So definitely a smart play. I'm not really sure what we do at this point to make our board better. We can't really do Macaw things because our Amalgadon has the Death Rattles, but I don't really know if it's going to matter too much.
His opponent has a Macaw, so it's somewhat similar to what.
Yeah, to a Baron.
Kodo has.
I think this game is going to come down to where does this Cleave hit. The Cleave gets the best hit he could possibly get. Wipes out the 2 Divine Shields, hits into that Divine Shield. We get it. So now let's see. The only way I think we lose this is... Okay, so that was a good hit for the boy. We hit here. It looks like we're going to win this game because 39 times 2 is not over 100. So we do win with the Mithrax. We do 11 damage, still on 9. It's difficult for both of these boards to get better at this point. So I'm excited to see the metagaming that's going to happen here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how they're gonna deal with this. Killer Tomato, not sure how they're gonna get stronger from here. Probably can get a Bear instead of a Light Fan, and then go for multiple shields with the Macaw and Selfless. Go for 2 rounds of shields. Could even put like Selfless on 3rd position so I can pop shields before the Hydra hits.
This is so interesting, right? Like, we're at the phase where we're just playing Poison Scam, and we're both playing Poison Scam. So, if we're Jandis, what do we think our cat is doing right now to make her board better?
Or Janice, I don't know. Maybe they run like Unstable Ghoul on like a 2nd position as well, and then put Macaw. No, I guess you could sell. No, it's so awkward. Maybe Cyclone first, Cyclone first, Unstable 2nd, and then you can put Selfless afterwards, and then Hydra. It's probably something like that. I can play around this golden Selfless plus Baron. Looks like Cat also ran another poison as a poison.
The Tidehunter.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fantastic hit for our cat. It looks like this game is over. I can't. Oh, actually, this Cleave could maybe if it hit. It has to hit the Baron. It did not hit the Baron.
No, even if it hit the Baron, it can't. Does not have enough health to kill off that Mithrax.
To deal with the Mithrax, yeah.
That's over 160 health. Too much
That's a
for
big
it.
boy elephant. So it looks like we are done with round 1. That was awesome.